Hey guys, this is the video for cooking my quinoa rice recipe. This stuff's really good. So the first thing we're gonna do is we've got a big pot, a big pan actually, and we're going to add a little bit of olive oil, maybe a couple tablespoons. Then you're gonna add a hefty tablespoon of garlic. I really like that stuff, so you can add as much as you want. And we're going to let the garlic simmer for a little while, and you're going to fill up another pot. You'll see this is the size of the pot. Now I filled this thing up almost to the top with water. This is what we're going to cook our rice in. Rice needs way less water than that, but remember, like I said before, we're going to cook the rice in a lot of water. So that's already full of water. You got the heat up really high. For this recipe, we're going to do a pretty big batch. So you need exactly 2 cups of brown rice. Put that in your big pot. And then in your big pan, after your garlic's gotten a little bit of hot and sauteed a little bit, you're going to dump your quinoa. Now for the quinoa, we're going to use 2 cups. This particular container is exactly 2 cups because I've done it 100 times. But you'll measure it out. Again, your 1 cup scoop, 2 cups of quinoa, and then you add to that chicken broth or vegetable broth, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to use vegetable broth right now. This is actually 32 fluid ounces, 1 quart, which actually equals 4 cups of broth. So if you had a different one, but if you got this one from Trader Joe's, just dump the whole thing in there. So remember, it was 2 cups of quinoa, and it's going to be 32 fluid ounces of chicken broth. Alright, and that's it for right now. So you're going to let these boil. The quinoa is going to start taking on water, as will the rice. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, it's been about 30 minutes now. The rice has completely absorbed water, and the quinoa finished about 10 minutes before usually. You can tell when there's no more water in the pan, then you just turn off the heat. And with the rice, the second the water has been boiling for a little while and it starts to look a little milky or unclear, that means it's done. It's al dente, I guess you'd call it. And while everything was cooking, I cut onions. It's about half an onion, really small. And then I cut jalapenos. I got a lot of jalapeno here. This is 4 jalapenos. I used to use 2, but I like things really spicy. You don't even have to use jalapeno. I also cut up some cilantro. You know, a nice good amount of cilantro. So you dump all of this into the quinoa pan. Alright, and you mix it all in really good. You add a lot of Jen's special seasoning. Pretty heavy-handed with this stuff. And then this is the rice. I took it right when it was done and I put it into our strainer and I rinse it with cold water. You want to get all the starch off of it. So now it's completely drained of water. And you dump it on top of the quinoa. Alright, so now at this point you just mix it all together. I'll cut 1 lemon in half and I'll put the whole lemon on here. Add a little bit of sea salt, maybe some pepper, and then we're good to go. I'm going to be making chicken in a Dutch oven. This is my Dutch oven. You can use whatever you want to put the chicken in the oven, or after we're done you can actually put it on the barbecue if you really would rather barbecue. The whole goal is we're making chicken breast. So here we go. Here is a package of chicken that I got from Ralph's today. $1.99 a pound. And you want to make sure that the chicken is room temperature. By that I mean it's not frozen. Chicken actually cooks better when it's not super, super cold. Now, in order to make it, we're going to take a little olive oil, put it in the bottom of the pan. Now we'll take the chickens individually, put a little bit of olive oil on each one, Jen's special seasoning, and put it in the pan. Now I'm going to do this with all the chicken breasts. And then there you go. It's ready to go into the oven. Now when it goes into the oven, it's only going to go in for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're actually going to put another mixture that we're going to make on the side on top of the chicken. I'll show you how to make that. So I take a little measuring cup. I put a nice hefty spoon of garlic in it. A nice good amount. And for this one, we're actually going to put some Creole seasoning. Nope. I picked this one up. I believe this is from Sprouts, but Creole seasoning seems to go really, really good with chicken. I didn't put it on the grocery list, so you don't have to use it. You can just only use the Jen special seasoning, but I put a good amount on here because I like a little bit of spice in my life. And then we're going to put a little bit of chicken broth. So it looks about like this much. Sorry, Creole seasoning is getting in me. And in 15 minutes after the chicken's been in there, you pull it out, you dump this on the top, and put it in for exactly another 20 minutes, and then pull it out. The chicken's done. Alright guys, so the last thing that we're making is broccoli. Got your little steamer thing? So what you do is you fill a pan with water, and you want to fill it up so that these little legs here, the water does not go above it. You don't want the water to actually touch the broccoli. I'm not using this particular thing right now because I do have a special pot for steaming, but it's the same concept. There's water on the bottom, and then a little basket goes on top, and you want to let this boil first. Once it's boiling, you dump the broccoli in, you put the lid on because you want to use a pan with a lid, and you let it take about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Once the broccoli gets really, really bright green, it's done. You can let it cook a little bit longer, but the second it starts to turn yellow, you've probably been cooking it too long. It's better for you when it's at the brightest level of green, and then you're good. You're done. Hope you guys enjoy dinner. Hey guys, I almost forgot to mention the 1 cup rule. For this whole week, you're allowed 1 cup of carbs with your dinner, and by carbs I mean the actual pasta, rice, those kind of carbs. You can have as much vegetables as you want, as much chicken as you want. However, you're going to have 1 cup of carbs. Stick to this, and I promise you it's going to make a difference. I stick to this rule 100% of the time. Good luck, guys.